Wait, Wyatt. Wait. So that is the British woman you've been moaning about all week? Sawyer asks, tipping his beer bottle towards where Aurora and Cherry lean against the bar, chatting with Duke as he makes their cocktails. We're sitting in our usual booth, waiting for the girls. I just nod and grunt. He shakes his head, eyes wide. What is wrong with you? Seriously, man, are you blind? Wolfman scratches his dark beard. I shrug and swig my beer. I don't see her that way, why? They both ask in unison, complete bewilderment plastering their faces. And I get it. Aurora's undeniably attractive, even when she's not showing off her toned body doing yoga on the deck, which I won't pretend hasn't popped into my thoughts every now and again. But I can't let that get in the way of how she just waltzed onto the ranch. Without a care, ready to get rid of it you don't sleep with. The enemy, you know why? Ah, right, of course, Wolfman holds his hands up. She's getting in the way of you having your happy ending, I don't know. Sawyer brings his bottle to his lips, already failing to hide his smirk. I think she could give a pretty good happy ending. Wolfman snorts out his beer, and Sawyer chokes on his when I kick him under the table. Sometimes I don't think these two have grown up since high school, so obsessed with sex and women. I would have thought by now, with all the buckle bunnies Sawyer spent his nights with since he started bull riding, had at least have grown a little tired of chasing women. But Sawyer seems to run off attention, while the rest of us rely on coffee. Though I think whatever went on between him and his father when he was younger has made sure of that, so I'll cut him some slack there. Wolfman has no excuse. At least Duke is more mature. It's not that I didn't go through my fair share of women when I was younger, but I like to think I know how to treat a woman properly. Having a little sister made me learn that earlier than most. I always try to make sure whoever I'm sleeping with is on the same page as me, whether it's a one-time thing or more. Sawyer and Wolfman, on the other hand, have left a decent trail of broken hearts through Willow Ridge. Oh, come on, Wyatt. God has literally delivered. A no-strings-attached opportunity, and you're just gonna pass it up. Sawyer's not even trying to cover up the way he's ogling Aurora at the bar. I don't know why it grates on me. If she was anyone else, I wouldn't care. Maybe it's because I know she's delicate right now. It's clearly grating on some of the other girls in the bar, too, whose faces no doubt lit up when heartthrob Sawyer Nash waltzed in. Now their scowls keep flicking between him and Aurora. Wolfman leans in. You've got to admit it, she is hot. The guys stare me down, raised eyebrows, until I finally sigh and admit, fine, yes, she's hot. Okay, who's hot? I start at Cherry's voice as she and Aurora approach the booth, dark red drinks in their hands. Cherry lets Aurora slide in first next to Sawyer, then perches on the end. Sawyer shoots me a sheet-digging grin, then clinks his bottle against Aurora's glass. Little Miss Jones here, all right. Cherie rolls her lips, holding in a smile. Aurora flashes her eyes at me, redness creeping along her cheeks and neck, then quickly looks away, nursing her drink for an achingly long time. Great, now I probably seem like a creep. Bet she wishes she'd stayed at home. Don't worry, Cherry, we think you're hot too. Wolfman lounges back in the booth. We just keep those discussions for when your brother isn't here. He ruffles my hair, knowing full well that mentioning my sister like that would grind my gears. I just let out a long sigh. Gross, Miles, Cherry responds, rolling her eyes. That's my girl. Well, I proposed we play a game so we can get to know Red a little better. Sawyer's vibrating with excitement, beaming at Aurora. What do you say? He nudges Aurora playfully, making her chuckle. Hay's probably exactly her type, just like the pretty boy on her Instagram. Not that I care, she says back. Sure, sounds like fun. Never have I ever, it is then, Sawyer announces, and I'm already groaning. Even though Cherie's always been good at being one of the guys, she's had to learn too with two older brothers. This is not a game either of us particularly want to play in front of each other. In my mind, she's still a kid, even if I know that's naive. Aurora scoffs, a brow perked accusingly. God, how old are you guys? I haven't played that since I was at uni. Sawyer leans in, smirking at Aurora as he sips his beer. She mirrors him, leaning closer, eyes narrowed. Ah, see, that's why we play it, Red. We've got more experience under our belt now, so we'll get drunk quicker. He winks. How about the newbie goes first? The two of them remain in a stare-off that is too tension-filled for my liking, and Wolfman must clock it because he nudges me with his knee under the table, waggling his eyebrows at me. I look away because I don't really care, and take a long drink of my beer. Aurora hums in contemplation, then says fine, never have I ever done anal, and I spit my beer over the table. You're all just picking on me now. You're not playing this properly, Aurora declares, huffing at me before she finishes the last gulps of her second cocktail. She wipes a droplet of the cherry drink off her bottom lip with her thumb, and I track the movement, noticing how the drink has stained her lips faintly darker. In Aurora's defense, we've all been throwing in lines like never have I ever been to school in England, and never have I ever posted my yoga routine online once the guys found out about her influencer status during one of the conversations that punctuated the game. My personal favorite, however, was never have I ever used the phrase live, laugh, love unironically from Wolfman, who, despite Aurora insisting she hadn't, managed to track down a video of her saying it from years ago when she first started blogging. I'm not sure I've ever cried from laughing so much before, thoroughly enjoying the way Aurora's face screwed up when she realized she's a-walking, though it feels strange to admit, and maybe it's the beer talking. Seeing Aurora come out of her shell has been nice. She's actually kind of fun, and she's fallen into place with Cherry and the guys pretty swiftly. The way her shoulders have slowly eased down, and that she's stopped flattening down her waves, proves that she's feeling more comfortable too. Her smile is so bright when she laughs as well. It baffles me how a tiny person like her can radiate so much happiness, especially when she was crying only a couple of hours ago. So yes, we have been picking on her a bit, but it's all in good fun. Hopefully it's been a helpful distraction from whatever upset her earlier. Besides, she's been goddamn ruthless too with her never have evers. She's forced me to relive the time my mom walked in on me and my high school girlfriend going at it. And she uncovered that Wolfman has sepped with the mom of a kid on the high school football team he coaches, which even Sawyer and I were clueless about. I thought British people were supposed to be all prudish, but Aurora seems to have no issue discussing our sexual experiences. Just because you made it sexual to start with doesn't mean we all have our minds in the gutter, I tease, biting down on the strong smirk I'm throwing her way. Aurora sneers, hazel eyes boring into me. Under the mix of red mood lighting and glittering fairy lights, her eyes remind me of the hazy morning sun, or maybe soft bonfire smoke in the evening. Either way, it's weird I'm thinking that. I haven't even finished my second beer. Jesus. Cherry takes her turn, now sipping water as she's our ride for the night, and because she knows Phil get worried if she drinks too much with her epilepsy. Luckily, she's mostly focused on revealing anything she knows Sawyer and Wolfman have done, keeping me as comfortable as eel can be. Don't worry, Rory, I'm on your side. Aurora grabs Cherry's arm and hugs her tight, mouthing thank you. Okay. Never have I ever had an orgasm. The simultaneous sharp intakes of breath we all take could be heard from down the road. For fuck's sake, I mutter, wiping my face and letting out a loud groan. I really did not need to know that about my little sister. I hate this game. What? Aurora whips her head round to Cherry. You're 20, and you've never had an orgasm. Just as she asks that, Duke arrives at the booth with some more glasses of water, and he almost stumbles. Cherry laughs nervously, a forced smile thrown at Duke before biting down on her lip. The tips of her ears redden as she tucks her hair behind them. Aurora must struggle to read a room, and my pained face, because she investigates further. Haven't you ever tried a vibrator? I can't orgasm without one. I can give you some suggestions of my favorite ones if you like. She pulls her phone out of her pocket. Honestly, kill me now. I need another drink, I announce, scrambling out of the booth and dragging a still stunned Duke with me. The other boys are creasing with stifled laughter as we march away. Game got a bit intense for you, huh? Aurora slides next to me, leaning forward on the bar, where I've been taking a breather for the last couple of minutes, and grabbing another beer. I'm going to need more alcohol if I'm going to make it through any more rounds. Sorry if the vibrator thing made you uncomfortable. Innocence paints her face, all wide-eyed and sweet. smiling, but I can see the smirk trying to escape through. I'm sure you've got plenty more never have ever stored up to take the piss out of me with. Hundreds. But it's cool, I admit, turning around to relax back against the bar and people watch. Tease Sawyer I should blame anyway. He's the one who suggested the game knowing Cherry was there. Something was bound to come up. Aurora orders another cherry cocktail from Duke, watching with sheer fascination as he shakes and pours. Once she's supplied, she twists round and takes a long sip. I'm just about to suggest we head back to the booth when she hits me with, "Never have I ever chopped wood shirtless." Okay, she's getting me back now. I get it. What's wrong with chopping wood shirtless anyway? It's basically summer, and I didn't want to get my shirt covered in sweat and wood chippings. It was never a problem before she turned up. It was hot, I reply, narrowing my eyes at her as I drink from my beer. Her brows are raised smugly as she watches, stirring her drink with its swizzle stick, looking very conniving. And I'm not one to turn down a competition. Getting one over on her will definitely make my night. I shuffle around so I'm properly facing her, having to tilt my head down. Never have I ever. Not ridden a horse, that's an awful one. Aurora's nose crinkles. But I just shrug and point at her drink, pressing my lips together as... Watch her down a third of it. An unnecessary amount, but it seems like she definitely needed a drink tonight. Never have I ever worn a cowboy hat. Aurora nudges my bottle up to my lips, not letting her fingers off the beer until I've taken a few gulps. I'm not sure how this will ever end. All I know is that I want to win, even if it does mean getting too drunk. I settle my beer on the bar. Never have I ever created an Instagram business just so I can show off how great my ass looks in my tight little gym outfits. Tipping her head back with silent laughter, Aurora closes her eyes. When they shoot open, her face melts into a far too menacing expression. She takes a step towards me, drink close to her strawberry lips as she bats her lashes. You think I have a great ass? Damn it, I just lost.